Hi everyone, I am on my favorite place here in the evening after the Instagram, having fun, taking the sun. And I wanted to answer a question that I often have. What is the story of MAP? How did it come to happen? And I think it's a great story. And I wanted to share it with you today so that you understand better where it comes from. So, as you know, I'm a licensed psychotherapist, so I had my own practice here in Houston, one-on-one clients, and I was becoming, pretty good at what I was doing. I had studied a lot of methods for years and years, and so I was jungling all those methods and getting great results. So I had a client from France. Oh, my papers. I had a young client that decided, the family decided to send her to me. She was a teenager, and they told me she was just depressed and a lot of fears and anxiety. I say, okay, well, great, I can do that. So actually didn't exactly happen like that. It's my husband said to her, yeah, my wife can help you and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up with this young teenager coming to my home for a few weeks to give her intensive sessions. And the thing is, the parents didn't tell me the facts. She was actually diagnosed with a bipolar disorder, which means that you can be really high for a day or days and you don't sleep and you take a lot of risk, and for you feel like at the top of the world, the most powerful person in the planet, and then suddenly you're depressed and you're in a corner and you can't move and nothing works, and it's the worst depression you can find. So it goes up and down, and so it's a personality disorder, and it's treated usually in psychiatry. So I was not. It was completely outside of my scope of practice. So when I discovered that, I said, wow, whew. So I began to do research. I said, well, I'm going to try to do something in the next few weeks. I know that my tools like EFT and LP, etc., is not going to be enough for that. And I was beginning to do a little bit of work with her, but I knew it would not just really make a difference. So I ended up doing a lot of research in psychiatry and alternative psychiatry. And I found the work of Dr. Flint. So Dr. Flint was a psychologist, doctor in psychology, and he specialized in personality disorder at the time. So he had spent all his life learning all the alternative techniques like EFT and LP, hypnosis, all of them, and he wanted the best for his clients. And his clients were like the worst case scenario in psychiatry. Schizophrenia, really tough cases. And he discovered one day through one of his clients that the subconscious mind seemed to be learning the technique. And he began to have a rapport with the subconscious mind of the client and teach the subconscious mind techniques that he could then command the subconscious mind to use and treat. So it's like having your own psychotherapist. Your mind becomes your psychotherapist, and the psychotherapist is just there to say, hey mind, please treat that or that, and just guiding the session. So the idea was so genius, and as myself, I had this information. Actually, when I was doing the research, I recognized I had it inside because I've been reading on that subject for a while. So I had already the info for about 3 years. But you see, I was not primed to a breakthrough in my life. And so at the time, I didn't recognize the value of this information because I was thinking, I don't do personality disorders. The thing is, when I read that time, I had spent 3 months magnetizing on abundance. Now my brain was primed to it. So what happened is when I read that book and that information and that research, I said, whoa, that's genius. And I know I cannot learn that in a week or two. So it's not going to help my client. But I absolutely know that if I would extract that information and transfer it from the field of psychiatry to the field of peak performance and help my clients release their negative thoughts and beliefs, then I would feel like I have a cannon and I can kill a fly. I mean, I just like, whoa, what is this? This power is right there. So I decided to really go for it. Studied it, asked Dr. Flint for mentorship. He came in. My son came in, Valentin. He spent the last 4 years with me. But at the beginning, it was about research, development, systemizing, simplifying, extracting only the essence of what was needed, and then adding my own 30 years of experience and in peak performance, and then my son's experience, because he had already several years of experience in the personal growth. So we put it all together, created a system, and really advanced project where we have mapped the entire unconscious, and we use the essence of the work that Dr. Flint has developed, but it's like having the motor of a Ferrari and building the entire Ferrari around it, you see. So now we have a Ferrari, now it's working and it can go anywhere. And so that's what that's how MAP came about. I began testing it. Of course, I was doubtful. I mean, how can I not be? It sounded so simple, so powerful. So I helped someone with an obsessive compulsive disorder, a young woman, again, a 17-year-old that came to me with, soap on her face and soapy gloves, and she was washing herself 10, 20 times a day and hurting her body. And so it was a horrible case that I would not have taken. I told her parents I don't usually, but if they were ready to take a risk with me, I could try out for a few sessions. Well, after 3 sessions, she had cleaned her face. She didn't have her gloves anymore. She had natural hands. She was washing her hands only a few times a day. I mean, she had completely transformed in 3 sessions. And in 5 sessions, there was tremendous progress. So that was a complete miracle in my world. And I say, okay, universe, I guess you just gave me the proof that I needed. And then from then on, I turned my back and I focused completely 100% on developing MAP, which took, years, like my son focused on the process, on systematization, on creating a training manual, beginning to train professionals, therapists, chiropractors, doctors, etc. And I had fun with peak performers, CEOs, and testing it out in the highest, fun way for me, I admit, So finally we're here and we are spreading it around the world. Now there is MAP certified practitioners in Asia, in Singapore, in Australia, New Zealand, England, the United States, and it's coming and spreading around the planet. And it's time to empower humanity, which is the goal of MAP. So here we go. That was the story. If you have any questions, let me know down below and I'll be happy to answer you. There were more details, of course. I can't spend, 4 years in 5 minutes, but that's about the key elements. Have a fabulous day, weekend, night, wherever you are. Big hug.